listen to fall to the floor.
Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. You may recognize the pen you're looking at is Esterbrook LJ, SJ. I'll correct that later. This was sent to me by one of my viewers because the nib needs some work. So this is an as received, so it will get some polishing by me. I'll work on putting the clip back in order. Yeah, Esterbrook's don't require a lot of work. The finish and the material holds up very well. The metal is stainless steel, so it resists corrosion. As we open up the pen, we'll look at the nib in question. This is a 2556. I happen to like 2556s, but this one has a little challenge. There's no tipping material whatsoever. So if we compare it to a normal 2556, and this may or may not be normal as we're going to look at some other ones, but as you can see, there's some tipping material. At least it's rolled over at the end. They didn't exactly put tipping material on these nibs, but they kind of rolled the metal. And this is another 2556. As you can see, the stamping is slightly different. Not significantly different, but if you roll them over on the other side, you'll notice that the feed is substantially different. I just noticed this when I was looking at a 2556 to see what I could do with the one that Larry sent me. And we'll take a look at it sideways. And this one, the tipping material is more evident than it was on the other one. Now here's a third 2556. And there you can see the difference in length. Trying to get the indoor light to reflect properly. There we go. And as we turn it over, this one doesn't have much tipping material on it, but it certainly is a different shape than the one that Larry sent me. So the first thing we did was we fixed the clip. You may have noticed there was a big gap here. Now it's nice and tight. So I use a small metal dowel. This is a bamboo dowel. And by putting it underneath the clip, I hold the clip down, I put it underneath the clip and I work it backwards. And what it does, it puts the bend back in, because usually these clips were overbent. So that's it was relatively easy to fix. Well, I have to apologize. This is a J pen, which is the largest of the models that Esterbrook made in this series. The SJ is the shorter one, and the LJ is the same length but skinnier. LJ, I would say, based on my collection, is not as available. I have mostly the ones I have are J's, and I do have some of the SJs, but very few LJs. Before we do anything with the nibs or whatever, we're going to ink up the original nib that I was sent into Sailor ink. So we're going to use the gentle blue, which I think is appropriate for this blue Esterbrook. So I tested the filling system and the bladder before I did any work on the pen, and they're both in good shape, so there's no reason to pull the pen apart or do anything in that nature. Well, not exactly certain what the issue is. The nib is pretty smooth, and it does have kind of like a stub-like quality because of the way the end is ground, and that may have been done by whoever owned this pen before Larry got a hold of it, but you can hear it. It does fine, but since this is not liked, we're going to swap it out for another 2556 and compare that. I don't recommend swapping nibs and pens with ink in it, but in this case we'll do it. You basically just grab the nib, and I turn the barrel counterclockwise. The nib comes out. You get ink on your hands, and you just screw in the new nib. This is one of the ones we looked at earlier. Let me clean up and get this feed saturated, and we'll put this nib to paper. I'm just going to compare these two nibs. The one on the right here is the replacement one that I put in, which is a more standard 2556, and the one on the left is the one I took out, which definitely has been stubbed. I would say that was a deliberate change that somebody did with the nib. So let's see how this one writes. Well, one thing is it certainly lays down more ink. So that's something I know Larry is looking for. It also has a little give to it. As you can hear, it is a little bit of bite to it. It's you know, for a steel SD 2556 nib, I'd say this is about average, but we'll see if a little bit of smoothing might work. I mean, that's definitely better. I think you can hear it's better. But one thing about a 2556 nib is it does have a sweet spot. It seemed to have done well, so it seems to have corrected that. So this pen will be going back to Larry with this nib in it, and I'll also return the original nib. So hopefully he likes this. So I just wanted to do a quick video, primarily for Larry, so I got to see the pen, how it went through its paces, and I'll send him a little bit of sample of a nice blue ink that he can put in here to use. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting. And we'll see you later. May all your writing experiences be great, and may you have many. Bye.